If you go to the second page of your PDF, you will find some vocabulary that will help you describe changes on a chart. And this is a pre-class video to help you understand those words. I'm going to show you some charts and explain them to you so you can see how I use these words, and you can try to do the same later. So let's start off with the COVID-19 chart here in the state of São Paulo. This chart represents the number of infected people with COVID-19 along the whole pandemic. As you guys can see, it starts off here in March 2020 with about 3,000 infected people. There was a substantial rise to more than 10,000 people in mid-August 2020, and then it plunged to a minimal number of patients in November 2020, followed again by a sharp rise and an upward trend that lasted here until June 2021. After that, it plummeted to almost zero. Then it spiked up a little bit, and it went back down again, and it fluctuated to a minimal level to December 2021. At this point, we are experiencing a sharp rise. The numbers are skyrocketing to almost the same level we were in June 2021 again. The second chart here shows us the price of dollar here in Brazil in the last 10 years or so. It starts off at about 2.5 in January 2013. And then in mid 2015, it skyrocketed to more than 4 reals. And after a brief recovery to just above 3, it increased again, and it peaked at just below 6 reals, and it has been fluctuating since then between 5.5 and 6 reals. Now we're moving on to actual gains in the minimum wage here in Brazil from 2003 to 2017. As you guys can see, the minimum wage gains skyrocketed and peaked at just over 13% in 2006. And then it trended downwards and plummeted until 2011. Then it recovered again to 8% and plunged right back to 2.64% in mid-2013. Since then, it has been trending downwards to 0 in 2017. Now we're seeing the number of homicides here in the state of São Paulo. The number of homicides quickly plunged from 2000 to 2010, and it has been trending downwards since then. This chart demonstrates forest losses in Brazil from 2002 to 2020. The losses plunged from 2005 to 2009, and then it remained steady, or kind of steady, with a sharp rise in 2018. It trended downwards with a slight increase in 2020. These charts represent 200 years of Brazil's GDP from our independence in 1822 to currently. As you guys can see, in the 19th century, it had minimal increase from 0.44% to 0.6%. Then it remained steady at around 0.6% in the first decades of the 20th century. After 1927, it sharply trended up and peaked at 3% in 1991. It has been plunging since then. Now we're seeing numbers of illiterate people here in Brazil from 1940 to 2010. That is very good news. It has been steadily plunging from more than 50% in 1940 to a little under 10% in 2010. This next chart represents the price of Petrobras stocks from 2011 to currently. It starts off fluctuating around 8, then it goes down a little in 2014, and it plummeted in 2015. It recovered a little under 8 in 2017. After that, it has been fluctuating at around 8 so far.